Hi everyone, welcome back to this series of the processes from the project management body of knowledge. Now we're looking into controlling the procurements themselves. And as you can see in our project procurement management knowledge area, we've planned out our procurement management. We've actually conducted the procurements themselves, gotten the seller details, all of the bidder documents and the proposals, and we've selected a seller to do the work for us. And now that we've got them doing the work, we actually need to control that, make sure it stays on track, and make any change requests if required, and make sure it's all completed right until the very end when we can close it off. So controlling procurements is that process of managing procurement relationships between ourselves. So we're receiving the work, and then the seller is giving us the work, and we're paying them money, and they're giving us the scope or deliverables from the project or for the project. So we're monitoring that contract performance, making sure that it's performing as expected, making changes or corrections as appropriate, and then finally closing out that contract as needed. The key benefit of this process is it ensures both the seller's and the buyer's performance meet the project's requirements. So this is what we're ultimately here for, is to meet those deliverables and to meet that project requirement for our customer according to the terms of the legal agreement. Inputs, tools and techniques and outputs that we'll see are the project management plan. As always, we've always got that project management plan and a few subsidiary plans there. The procurement management plan, what was the process we had agreed on to manage those procurements? Change management plan for any change requests. Schedule baseline, so what's the schedule that we're working to? Project documents we'll look at, and then of course all of our procurement things like procurement documentation, any proposals or quotes that they've sent, the agreements that we have in place, the approved change requests if we've made a change, any work performance data from the seller, so that raw data, remember, how are they tracking? Are they on track? Have they completed enough of the scope at the right amount of time? And of course, EEFs and OPAs. Tools and techniques, as usual, we'll see expert judgment. Claims administration is a new one that we'll see. And that's if let's say our seller does something and they've given us a deliverable, but we don't like it. We say that it's not what we wanted. It's not what we wanted in the contract. And they say, well, yes, it is. We say, well, no, it isn't. We can't agree. So we need to make a claim against that piece of scope. So that then goes through the claims management process. Data analysis, inspection of the deliverables and audits of the overall process. Outputs we'll see are the closed procurements themselves. Work performance information, so what have we planned, if you remember, and how's that tracking against the actual? So how we're looking at those two things and putting them against each other. Procurement document updates, change requests if necessary, project management plan, project documents, and organizational process assets updates for all of those items as well. And as you can see, controlling procurements has a big input into our back into our project management plan, into monitoring and controlling project work, where we've got project performance information, comparing the planned to the actual results, and any change requests that may come up as a result of changed baseline documents. Controlling procurements contains a lot of administrative activities, so we might be collecting data and managing the project records, refinement of the procurement plans over time. We might be analysing and reporting the procurement-related project data. So that's that work performance data, that raw data that we know so well by now. And we're monitoring how the procurement is going, and of course we're paying any invoices as they come through for our seller to do the work. Let's look at the inputs in a little bit more detail. Of course, our project management plan with our subsidiary plans that might need to be an input into the procurement and controlling those procurements. The procurement management plan, of course, itself, how to make a change with our change management plan, and the schedule baseline as we saw. Project documents, any lessons learned might be an input. Milestone lists, so what milestones is our third-party person doing the work, what are they tracking to? We need to keep them on track as a project manager. Quality reports, so are their deliverables to the right quality that we wanted? Risks that might come up, the requirements traceability matrix to see that the requirements are matching the deliverables as well. Agreements that we have in place, this is an understanding between parties, including understanding the duties of each party. So you can see where this fits in a procurement situation because we're wanting an agreement between the seller and us as the buyer of their services or whatever they are delivering to us. Procurement documentation, and that's supporting records for administration of the procurement process. So how are we going to manage this as we go along? Now that includes the statement of work. What are they delivering? Payment information. Are we paying every week? Are we paying on certain features being delivered? The contractor work performance information. So what have we planned versus what is the actual? That's our information versus the data. The data is that raw data. So just, what are the activities that have been completed, for example? Any other correspondence that might come into it as well. Approved change requests. If we need to make a change to our baseline documents, scope, schedule, cost are the most common ones. And if we do have an approved change request, that needs to come back in, and maybe we need to advise our seller that that has happened and they need to change the deliverables that they are creating now. So that is why that's an input into this process. Work performance data as well is our raw data. So which activities are in progress, which have started, which are completed, any costs. So again, just straight up raw data on cost that has been incurred, or it could be the seller invoices that have been paid or seller invoices that are outstanding. Enterprise environmental factors, so the overall environment that we're working in, marketplace conditions might impact us. Financial management and accounts payable system will most likely impact us here. So what is the system that our organization uses to pay procurements and pay third parties for doing the work for us? And in the same way we've got templates and organizational process assets, we may have procurement policies already in place. So procurement policies, what is the existing policy and can we go through that policy for our organization? And again, it's going to be different depending on the organization you're working in. Let's look at the tools and techniques. So expert judgment, as always, we might need expertise from laws, regulations, compliance requirements, and claims administration. So is there an expert in going through that claims process if we don't agree with something that our seller has delivered to us? And here we are for claims administration. So contested changes or potential constructive changes are those where the buyer and seller cannot reach an agreement, so on compensation for the change, or cannot even agree that a change has occurred or needs to occur. So these contested changes are called claims. And when they cannot be resolved, when a claim cannot be resolved, then they become a dispute and finally an appeal. So you've got claim into dispute and then finally into appeal, just in case that one comes up. Now, any claims are documented and processed and monitored and managed throughout the contract lifecycle, usually within the terms of the contract. So we're laying that out within the terms of the contract. Data analysis for that very reason. We'll need performance reviews, earned value analysis on how is our schedule tracking, how is our cost tracking, and trend analysis. Is it going off track or is it staying on track, which is where we want it to be. Tools and techniques as well will need inspection of the work performed by the contractor. So we're not just going to have them deliver it and not look at it. We need someone within our project to do a quality inspection. So testing it, checking it, making sure that it is fit for purpose. Audits as well are different to inspections. Audits look at the actual process that we've gone through. So did our process work? So someone external will come in to our project and say, yes, you've actually been through the right process, and maybe there's an existing organizational process from our organizational process assets, for example, or our enterprise environmental factors existing in the organization. And so the auditor says, yes, you've been through our finance department, you've been through our procurement process, so you have passed our audit from that perspective. Closed procurements will be the biggest output for our controlling procurements section. So the buyer, usually through its authorized procurement administrator, provides the seller with a formal written notice. So they say in writing, yes, the contract has been completed, we've delivered everything that we wanted to deliver. And requirements for formal procurement closure are usually defined in the terms and conditions of the contract as usual. So we need that contract. It needs to be written out very clearly and agreed as an agreement. So that's why we have that in place. Work performance information, what have we planned versus what is actually happening, and that's our earned value analysis that we'll see, and the costs incurred and accepted against the statement of work, budget for the work performed. So what were all of those things incurred, what actually happened. Procurement documentation might need to be updated, so any approved change requests might impact the scope and even the schedule and the cost of our procurement or our project, and so that is why we might need a change request to go through that change request process. And the contract with all of its supporting schedules requested unapproved contract changes as well, and maybe they're still going through a claims management process if neither party can agree on those changes at the moment. Change requests for that very reason if something needs to change. Project management plan updates, so our procurement management plan schedules and costs may need to be updated, and project documents updates where we're updating our lessons, risks, and stakeholders if they change as well. Organizational process assets may be any payment schedules or requests going back into the organizational documents or templates, pre-qualified seller list updates with their information. How did they perform? Yes, they went really well, so yes, we're going to use them again. They were great. And any lessons learned, of course. And those are all the details that we'll find in controlling our procurements as part of the project management body of knowledge.